Are we all met?
Pat! Pat, here's a marvelous, convenient place for our rehearsal. Everybody sound on? Great. Friends, Buffalonians, countrymen, lend me your ears. I come to
All the world's a stage, and all the men and women merely players.
Their window breaks.
Exits and their entrances.
And Juliet.
And in his time plays many parts. His acts being 7 ages.
Fooling and puking in the facade. Then schoolboy with his satchel and shining morning creeping like snail unwillingly to speak.
What did I say about monologuing all at the same time?
Don't do it.
Don't do it.
Right, don't do it. Birchfield Penny only gave us 45 minutes for this show, and now we're down to 42 minutes, so what are we not going to do?
Monologue at the same time.
Monologue at the same time.
Right, so let's get this thing rolling. Is all our company here?
You are best to call them generally, one by one, according to the script.
Here is the scroll of everyone's name which is thought fit through all of Buffalo to play in our interlude before the mayor and all of his staff on the day of his next press conference.
What's the press conference for?
I am so glad that you asked. It will honor Shakespeare in Delaware Park for providing Western New York with free, high-quality Shakespeare for over 45 years.
Quince, is it really 45 years if this season was postponed?
And can you really call what we're about to do high quality?
Don't get caught up in the semantics of it.
Whatever you say.
So, we needs must present a truly top-notch performance. Where to begin?
First, say what the play treats on. Then, read the names of the actors and so grow to a point.
Mary, our play is the most lamentable comedy entitled All of Western New York's a Stage. Shakespeare in Delaware Park travels from park to park performing Shakespeare in all of the parks of Western New York. Except we can't do that right now because of COVID, so we're on Zoom. But we really wish that we were in all of the parks of Western New York. What? What?
That's kind of a really bad title.
Oh, I don't like the title.
The title's a little bit long, don't you think?
We'll workshop it.
It's a little
The play
long.
is a brilliant piece of work, I assure you, and merry. Now, good Peter Quince, what is the play about?
It's a series of scenes and monologues from Shakespeare's most beloved plays.
Oh, sort of like Shakespeare's greatest hits type thing.
Ooh, I like the sound of that. Why don't we just call it Shakespeare's Greatest Hits?
Oh, wonderful, wonderful, and most wonderful, wonderful, and yet again, wonderful. The title is settled, Shakespeare's Greatest Hits. Now, call forth your actors by the scroll. Masters, spread yourselves.
Answer as I call you. Nick Bottom, the Weaver.
Ready, name what part I am for, and proceed.
You, Nick Bottom, are set down for Hamlet.
Ah, yes, Hamlet, of course. What is Hamlet? A lover or a tyrant?
Neither. He's a whiny prince who is seeking revenge for his father's murder.
Yes, that will ask some tears in the true performing of it. If I do it, let the audience look to their eyes. I will condole in some other. I will move storms to the rest. Yet my chief humor is for a tyrant. I could play Ericles rarely, or a part to tear a cat in, to make all split. The raging rocks and shivering shocks shall break the locks of prison gates, and Phoebus' car shall shine from far and make and mar the foolish fates. Now name the rest of the players and proceed.
Francis Flute, bellows mender.
Here, Quince.
Flute, you must take Juliet on you.
Oh, and what is Juliet? A wandering knight?
It is the lady that Romeo must love.
Nay, faith, I always play the lady. And I have a beard. And we have ladies in the cast.
That's all one. You shall play it in a mask, and you may speak as small as you will.
And I might hide my face. Let me play Juliet too. I'll speak in a monstrous little voice. Oh, Romeo, Romeo, wherefore art thou, Romeo? Deny thy father.
No! You must play Hamlet. And flute, you Juliet.
But I always play the lady.
All right, so give me one good reason why
I'll give you 5.
I can be bought. Hand it over. Yeah. I said yes. Give me the money. Oh, thank you.
All right, you got it.
All right, well,
You can
proceed.
You can play Romeo.
Well, proceed.
Now,
Here, Peter Quince.
Snout, you must play Juliet. Snug, the joiner. Snug, the joiner.
Peter Quince, it's happened again.
Oh, we left them at the last Zoom, I guess.
How many times? You got the link. It was in the email, right?
Yeah.
Well, the show's got to go on.
Right. We'll need to recruit one of these fine equestrians from the audience.
Thespians.
Bless you. Now, which one of you yucky groundlings would like a chance at joining us on screen?
Don't you mean lucky?
No, I mean yucky. Have you seen them?
Yes, they are rather yucky.
Any brigadiers?
Volunteers?
Can't you see I'm working here?
Right.
Anyone? Anyone at all? Ah, you there. A perfect fit for Snug's part. Peter Quince, what is Snug's part?
The lion!
Lion!
But you need not worry about the script. You may do it extempore. It is nothing but roaring.
So let's hear it.
Give us your best roar. Rawr.
That were enough to hang us all.
We'll cut the lion's part. Thank you for coming out today. We are going in a different direction.
Oh, don't call us. We'll call you.
I don't think we're going to call you.
No, and we're down to 39 minutes, people, so pick your places, please.
Thank you, places.
Thank you, places.
Thank you, places.
The scene that follows is likely the most famous love scene in all of Shakespeare's canon. A young pair of star-crossed lovers have just met for the first time amidst an ancient quarrel between their respective families. Immediately, they're taken with one another. Their love symbolizes
Wait, nobody came here for the narration. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Romeo and Juliet.
But soft. What light through yonder window breaks? Oh, it is the east, and Juliet is the sun. Arise, fair sun, and kill the envious moon, who is already sick and pale with grief that thou, her maid, art more fair than she. It is my lady, oh, it is my love. Oh, that she knew she were. Oh, she speaks. She says nothing. What of that? Oh, her eyes discourses. I will answer it. Oh, God, I am too bold. 'Tis not to me she speaks. Oh, but two of the fairest stars in all of the heavens, having some business, to entreat her eyes to twinkle in their spheres till they return. Oh, but what if her eyes were there and they in her head? Then the brightness of her cheek would shame those stars as daylight doth the lamp, and her eyes in heaven would through airy regions stream so bright that birds would sing and think it were not night. Oh, see how she leans her cheek upon her hand. Oh, that I were a glove upon that hand, that I might touch that cheek.
Ay, me.
Oh, she speaks. Oh, speak again, bright angel.
Oh, Romeo, Romeo. Wherefore art thou, Romeo? Deny thy father and refuse thy name. Or if thou wilt not, be but sworn my love, and I'll no longer be a Capulet.
Shall I hear more, or shall I speak on this?
'Tis but thy name that is my enemy. Thou art thyself, though not a Montague. What is Montague? It is nor hand, nor foot, nor arm, nor face, nor any other part belonging to a man. Oh, be some other name. What's in a name? That which we call a rose by any other name would smell as sweet. So Romeo would, were he not Romeo called. Retain that dear perfection which he owes without that title. Oh, Romeo, doff thy name, and for that name which is no part of thee, take all myself.
I take thee at thy word. Call me but love, and I'll be newly baptized. Henceforth I never will be Romeo.
What man art thou that thus bescreened in night so stumblest on my counsel?
By a name, I know not how to tell thee who I am. My name, dear saint, is hateful to myself because it is an enemy to thee. Had it written, I would tear the word.
My ears have not yet drunk 100 words of that tongue's utterance, yet I know the sound. Art thou not Romeo and a Montague?
No, neither, fair saint, if either thee dislikes.
How camest thou hither? Tell me, and wherefore? The orchard walls are high and hard to climb, and the place death, considering who thou art, if any of my kinsmen should find thee here.
With love's light wings thou were perched these walls, and for stony limbs cannot hold love out. And what love can do that dares love attempt? Now, therefore, thy kinsmen are no let to me.
If they do see thee, they will murder thee.
Alack, there lies more peril in thine eyes than 20 of their swords. Now look thou but sweet, and I am proof against their enmity.
I would not for the world they saw thee here.
I have knights cloaks to hide me from their sight. And but thou love me? Well, let them find me here. My life were better ended by their hate than death prorogued wanting of thy love.
By whose direction foundst thou out this place?
By love, who first did prompt me to inquire. He lent me counsel, and I lent him eyes.
Dost thou love me? I know thou wilt say aye, and I will take thy word. Yet, if thou swearest, thou mayst prove false. At lovers' perjuries, they say Jove laughs. O gentle Romeo, if thou dost love, pronounce it faithfully.
Lady, by yonder blessed moon, I swear.
Oh, swear not by the moon, the inconstant moon that monthly changes in her circled orbs.
What shall I swear by?
Do not swear at all. Or, if thou wilt, swear by thy gracious self, which is God of my idolatry, and I'll believe thee.
If my heart's dear love...
Well, do not swear. Although I do joy in thee, I have no joy in this contract tonight. It is too sudden, too rash, too unadvised. Sweet, good night. Good night. As sweet repose and rest come to my heart as that within my breast.
Oh, wilt thou leave me so unsatisfied?
What satisfaction canst thou have tonight?
The exchange of thy love's faithful vow for mine.
I gave thee mine before thou didst request it, and yet I would it were to give again.
Wouldst thou withdraw it? For what purpose, love?
But to be frank, and give it thee again. And yet I wish for the thing I have. My bounty is as boundless as the sea, my love as deep The more I give to thee, the more I have, for both are infinite.
Oi! Juliet!
I hear some noise within. Anon, good nurse.
Mhm.
Dear love, adieu. Sweet Montague, be true. 'Tis almost morning. I would have thee gone. Good night. Good night. Parting is such sweet sorrow that I shall say good night till it be morrow.
Oh, hence will I go to my ghostly father's cell. Now his help to crave and my dear hat to tell.
To be! Oh, not to be!
Not yet, Bottom.
Listen. What?
Not yet.
What do you mean, not yet?
We can't give them 2 tragedies in a row, just like Shakespeare did. We gotta spice it up with a little bit of comedy.
All right, and then I can do Hamlet?
And then you can do Hamlet.
Yes! So, which comedy?
Ladies and gentlemen, we present to you.
Quince, why do I have to play a lady again?
Because in Shakespeare's time, it's accurate. Shakespeare wrote all of these roles for women, but they were played by men because only men could be on the stage at that time. Do you listen to anything I ever say? Ladies and gentlemen, Much Ado About Nothing.
Good Signor Leonato, you're come to meet your trouble. The fashion of the world is to avoid cost, yet you encounter it.
Never came trouble to my house in the likeness of your grace.
You embrace your charge too willingly. I think this is your daughter? Quince, we're missing your daughter.
What?
He means Leonato's daughter, Hero.
Right. Aha, you there. You can play Hero, the noble daughter of Leonato. All you need to do is just stand there and look pretty.
Yeah, don't worry. Just nod your head and smile. That's what I do when I don't know what's going on.
You embrace your charge too willingly. I think this is your daughter?
Her mother hath many times told me so.
Were you in doubt, sir, that you asked her?
No, Signor Benedict, no. For then were you a child.
You have it full, Benedict. We may guess by this what you are, being a man. Truly the lady fathers herself. Be happy, lady, for you are like an honorable father.
Just keep smiling.
If Signor Leonato be her father, she would not have his head on her shoulders, for all Messina is like him as she is.
Would you excuse me for 1 second? I wonder that you should still be talking, Signor Benedict. Nobody marks you.
What, my dear Lady Disdain? Are you yet living?
Is it possible Disdain should die while she has such meat food to feed as Signor Benedict? Courtesy itself must convert to disdain if you came in her presence.
Then is courtesy a turncoat, but it is certain that I am loved of all ladies, only you excepted. And I would I could find it in my heart that I had not a hard heart, for truly I love none.
Dear happiness to women. They would also be troubled with a pernicious suitor. I thank God in my cold blood that I'm of your humor for that. I'd rather hear my dog bark at a crow than have a man pronounce his love for me.
God keep your ladyship still in that mind, so some gentleman or other shall scape a predestinate scratched face.
Oh, scratching could not make it worse. And 'twere such a face as yours.
Well, you are a rare parrot, teacher.
A bird of my tongue is better than a beast of yours.
I would my horse had the speed of your tongue, and so good a continuer. But keep your way. In God's name I have done.
Ugh, you always turn with an end with a jade's trick. I know you of old.
That is the sum of all. Sir Benedict, my dear friend Leonato hath invited us all. I tell him we shall stay here at the least a month, and he heartily prays some occasion may detain us longer.
Please it your grace, lead on.
Your hand, Leonardo. We will go together.
Okay, what's next?
It's the one with the king.
The good king or the bad king?
They're all bad.
Richard II, Richard III, Henry IV, Henry V, Henry VI, or Henry VIII?
Richard III.
Got it. Thanks.
Mm-hmm.
Now is the winter of our discontent, made glorious summer by this son of York, and all the clouds that lowered upon our house in the deep bosom of the ocean varied. Now are our brows bound with victorious wreaths, our bruised arms hung up for monuments, our stern alarums changed to merry meetings, our dreadful marches to delightful measures. Grim-visaged war hath smoothed his wrinkled front, and now, instead of mounting barbed steeds to fright the souls of fearful adversaries, he capers nimbly in a lady's chamber to the lascivious pleasing of a lute. But I that am not shaped for sportive trick, nor made to court an amorous looking-glass, I that am rudely stamped, and want love's majesty to strut before a wanton ambling nymph, I that am rudely curtailed, deformed, unfinished, sent before my time into this breathing world, scarce half made up, that so rudely and unfashionable that dogs do bark at me as I halt by them. Why, I, in this weak, piping time of peace, have no delight to pass away the time, unless to spy my own shadow in the sun and descant on mine own deformity. And therefore, since I cannot prove a lover to entertain these fair, well-spoken days, I am determined to prove a villain and hate the idle pleasures of these days. Plots I have laid, inductions dangerous, by drunken prophecies, libels, and dreams, to set my brother Clarence and the king in deadly hate the one against the other. And if King Edward be as true and just as I am subtle, false, and treacherous, then this day should King Edward be told that G of Edward's heirs the murderer shall be. Dive thoughts down to my soul. Here Clarence comes. Brother, good day. What means this armed guard that waits upon your grace?
Yes, sorry, Snout. We're done with Richard.
Wait, what?
Look, we've only got 34 minutes left. They've already heard that now is the winter of our discontent thing, so...
Oh, but
Look, I'm really sorry, Snout. You were doing a great job, but we got to keep this thing moving along. So, Bottom, are you ready for the 7 Ages of Man speech? Bottom. Okay, I'm going to call him. I will put myself on mute. You guys just keep going.
now is my time to shine.
Oh, sorry, Dick. Better hump next time.
Go! Tread the path that thou shalt ne'er return. Simple, plain Clarence, I do love thee so that I will shortly send thy soul to heaven, if heaven will take the present at our hands.
Ow! Quince, ow! You said that, ow!
I did not say ow. You said ow because you are being a baby. Ladies and gentlemen.
But you said I could do, ow, you said I can do Hamlet. Ow.
Excuse me just for 1 second. You can do Hamlet later.
But you said that earlier.
What?
You said that earlier that I could do Hamlet later. Well, now is later.
No. Now is now, later is later, and you're doing as you like it now.
Only if I can do Hamlet later.
Okay.
Promise?
Promise. Ladies and gentlemen.
Cross my heart to die.
Stick a needle in my... Ladies and gentlemen, as you like it.
All the world's a stage, and all the men and women merely players. They have their exits and their entrances.
Bottom! It does not count if you do it poorly.
Okay. All the world's a stage, and all the men and women merely players. They have their exits and their entrances. And one man in his time plays many parts, his acts being 7 ages. At first, the infant, mewling and puking in the nurse's arms. Ugh. Then, the whining schoolboy with his shining morning face and creeping like a snail, unwillingly to school. And then the lover, sighing like furnace, with a woeful ballad made to his mistress' eyebrow. Then a soldier, full of strange oaths and bearded like the pard, jealous in honor, sudden and quick in quarrel, seeking the bubble reputation even in the cannon's mouth. And then the justice, in fair round belly with good cap and lined, with eyes severe and beard of formal cut, full of wise saws and modern instances. And so, he plays his part. The 6th age shifts into the lean and slippered pantaloon, with spectacles on nose and pouch on side. His youthful hose well saved, a world too wide for his shrunk shank, and his big, manly voice, turning again toward childish treble, pipes and whistles in his sound. The last scene of all that ends this strange, eventful history, the second childishness and mere oblivion. Sans teeth, sans taste, sans eyes, sans everything. To be or not to be, that is the question.
No!
Son of a glove maker, what now?
What did you just say?
William Shakespeare was the son of a glove maker, but that's beside the point. Why can't I perform Hamlet now?
You can perform Hamlet now, but not with poor Yorick.
My Uncle Yorick is not even here, Quince.
No, that is poor Yorick.
Uncle Yorick? Why? He was so young!
Bottom! Yorick is the dead court jester from Hamlet, but the common misconception is that Hamlet's famous to be or not to be speech happens when he's holding Yorick's skull, but that's not in fact the case.
So lose the skull?
Lose the skull, and you can perform Hamlet.
To be or not to be, that is the question. To be or not to be, that is the question. To be or not to be. Quince?
What now, bully bottom?
As it turns out, I do not know Hamlet's to be or not to be speech.
You don't know the most famous speech in all of Shakespeare's canon?
I do not.
And you call yourself a thespian?
Pedestrian.
What?
Nothing.
So, what are we going to do? We could probably find somebody who is watching who knows this speech better than you do. Do you have anybody in the audience who might know more of Hamlet's famous to be or not to be speech than Bottom? Anyone?
Is there a doctor in this call?
What?
Doctors are smart, and I've always wanted to say that.
Well, I don't see anybody's answer popping up in the chat, so I'm going to go ahead and say we have no takers, so we're going to have to cut the speech.
No, please, let me learn it. We can't deprave these fine Wesleyans.
Deprive.
Gesundheit. We can't deprave these fine Wesleyans.
Pedestrians.
Hush! We can't deprave these fine Wesleyans of Shakespeare's most famous speech.
I suppose you're right.
Great.
You have until the end of this play to learn that speech.
Oh, thank you, Quince. I won't let you down.
He's totally going to let me down. But in the meantime, ladies and gentlemen, enjoy the tragical stylings of
Lady Macbeth.
I thought you didn't want to play a woman.
Oh, no. This is different.
No way. You cannot just pick and choose which women that you want to play. I'm sorry, Flute.
But come on.
No. I have been preparing for this moment for almost all of my life, and I will be playing Lady Macbeth.
But Quince.
Out, damned fool, I say.
You heard her. You can play gentlewoman.
Oh, come on. Ladies and gentlemen.
And gentlewoman.
Lady Macbeth.
I have 2 nights watched with you, but can perceive no truth in your report. When was it she last walked?
Since His Majesty went into the field. I've seen her rise from her bed, throw her nightgown upon her, unlock her chest, take forth paper, fold it, write upon it, read it, afterwards seal it, and again return to bed. Yet all this while most fast asleep.
A great perturbation in nature, to receive at once the benefit of sleep and do the effects of watching.
Lo you, here she comes. Upon my life, fast asleep. Observe her, stand close.
How came she by that light?
It stood by her. She has light by her continually, 'tis her command.
You see, her eyes are open.
Aye, but their sense is shut.
What is it she does now? Look how she rubs her hands.
It is an accustomed action with her, to seem thus washing her hands.
Here's a spot.
Hark, she speaks.
Out, damn spot. Out, I say. 1, 2. Oh, why then 'tis time to do it. Hell is murky. Fie, my lord, fie, a soldier and afeard. What need we fear who knows it, when one can call our power into account? Yet who would have thought the old man to have so much blood in him?
Do you mark that?
The Thing of Fife had a wife. Where's she now? When will these little hands ne'er be clean? No more of that starting, my lord, no more of that. You mar all with this starting.
Go to. You have known what you should not.
She has spoken what she should not, I am sure of that. Heaven knows what she has known.
Here's the smell of blood still. All the perfumes of Arabia will not sweeten this little hand. Oh.
This disease is beyond my practice.
Wash your hands. Put on your nightgown, look not so pale. I tell you, yet again, Banquo's dead, he cannot come out on his grave.
Even so.
To bed. Come, there's a knocking at the gate. Come, give me your hand. What's done cannot be undone. To bed.
Will she go now to bed?
Directly.
Foul whisperings are abroad. Unnatural deeds do breed unnatural thoughts. More needs she the divine than the physician. God forgive us all. I think, but dare not speak.
Good night, good doctor. Where's Bottom?
He's up on doing the next scene.
No, he's not.
What? Well, I can't believe, where could he possibly have gone? He knows that we need him for the next scene, so where is he?
Not here.
We might actually not need him.
What do you mean?
You see, Flute and I have been doing a little brainstorming.
Plotting,
Brainstorming.
conspiring.
I don't even know what that means. Look, we're just trying to team up to take Bottom out of the picture.
Right, so what is it?
Well, it's a little risky.
Yeah, but like Shakespeare used to say, sometimes you have to risk it for the biscuit.
That is not Shakespeare.
Maybe it was just my nana.
Just tell me, what is it? Tell me what it is.
We're doing Shakespeare's greatest hits. So we thought maybe it would help if we did some of the lesser known plays.
Yeah, just to keep them on their toes,
Yep, that's actually not a bad idea. What do you got?
There's this play called King John.
Yes, there is.
Exactly.
And
You'll see. Now just sit there and look sad.
Quince, you're King John.
Yeah, and I'm Philip the Bastard.
Essentially, all your subjects have started to rebel against you, and the French army is knocking at your gates.
And you're having problems with the church.
Right.
But wherefore do you droop? Why look you sad? What? Shall they seek the lion in his den and fright him there? And make him tremble there? Oh, let it not be said in glorious league. Shall we, on the footing of our land, send fair play orders and make compromise, insinuation, parley, and base truce to arms invasive? Shall a beardless boy, a cockered silken wanton, brave our fields and flesh his spirit in a warlike soil, mocking the air with colors idly spread and find no check? No, let us, my liege, to arms. Perchance the cardinal cannot make your peace, or if he do, let this at least be said, that they saw we had purpose of defense.
Just nod.
Away then, with good courage. Yet I know, you may well meet a prouder foe.
Not bad, right?
Yeah, that was actually not bad. But we still need Bottom. Sorry, guys.
Zoons.
Let's go, Flute. Maybe he tried to break into fairy cakes again.
Aye, there's the rub. For in that sleep of death what dreams may come. When we have shuffled off this mortal coil, must give us pause.
Oh, Bottom, there you are. Hey, did you screen freeze? Because,
Oh, Quince, you ruined my pause.
well, you're ruining my play, so I guess we're even.
I'm sorry, I just can't learn this speech.
It's all right. I just really wanted this play to be great. I mean, our community deserves something wonderful, and instead they're getting 4 bumbling fools.
Our community. Quince, that's it.
What?
After 45 years of Shakespeare in Delaware Park, the one thing that has really kept us going? Our community.
Right, but what's that got to do with anything?
It's got everything to do with everything. Remember the old proverb, it takes a village idiot to raise a baby?
No, you're talking like a madman, and I believe that proverb is it takes a village to raise a child.
Just sit back. I'll be right back.
Well, I guess it takes 4 village idiots to ruin a perfectly good play. I am really sorry, everybody. It looks like today's performance is coming to a close. I mean, I would say that we could refund your tickets, but you didn't pay for a ticket, so... Yeah.
To be or not to be, that is the question.
Whether 'tis nobler in the mind to suffer the slings and arrows of great outrageous fortune,
or to take arms against a sea of troubles, and by opposing, end them.
To die, to sleep no more.
And by a sleep to say we end the heartache and the thousand natural shocks that flesh is heir to.
'tis a consummation devoutly to be wished.
To die, to sleep no more.
To sleep, perchance to dream. Aye, there's the rub.
For in that sleep of death, what dreams may come, when we have shuffled off this mortal coil, must give us pause.
There's the respect that makes calamity of so long life.
For who would bear the whips and scorns of time?
The oppressor's wrong.
The proud man's contumely.
The pangs of despised love.
The law's delay?
The insolence of office.
And the spurns that patient merit of the unworthy takes.
When he himself might make his quietus with bare bodkin.
Who would fardels bear to grunt and sweat under a weary life?
But that the dread of something after death.
The undiscovered country, from whose bourne no traveler returns.
Puzzles the will, and makes us rather bear those ills we have than fly to others that we know not of.
Thus, conscience does make cowards of us all.
And thus, the native hue of resolution is sicklied, or with the pale cast of thought.
And enterprises of great pitch and moment. With this regard, their currents turn awry and lose the name of action.
That was nice, guys.
Kind of sad, don't you think?
Yeah, a little dark. Yeah, I don't think we can end it with that one.
Maybe we can end with something a little brighter?
That's what the epilogue's for. May I?
Yeah.
If we shadows have offended, think but this, and all is mended. That you have but slumbered here, whilst these visions did appear, and this weak and idle theme no more yielding but a dream. Gentles, do not reprehend. If you pardon, we will mend. And as I am an honest Quince, if we have luck to convince thee now to escape the serpent's tongue, we shall make amends ere long. Else, the Quince a liar call. So, good night unto you all. Give me your hands if we be friends. Shakespeare in Delaware Park shall restore amends.